Hello and welcome to our Taurus full moon community ceremony. My name is Judy Keating and I am the co-creative managing partner with Bonnie Salomon of Wise Transformation. And we are two women intent on reconnecting elemental wisdom and divine feminine magic into everyday life. So this is a pretty standard format for us here at Wise Transformation for our new and full moon calls, but we're going to talk about some upcoming events. We're going to call in sacred space, and we're going to talk specifically about the timing and get some guidance, and it'll last about an hour, maybe a little less. But if you're here live, I appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving in the Northern Hemisphere, United States. And if you're on the recording, I appreciate you and happy Thanksgiving in the Northern Hemisphere, United States. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is there's a class that I teach called Expressing Your Purpose. And it uses the elements of earth, air, water, fire, and spirit. They call it creation, but we use the elements as healing chambers to lift out any chaos that is preventing you from living your purpose and expressing your purpose. And I'm doing that at the beginning of January 8th and 9th. It's a 4.5 hour class total, but it's a really fun class, and you leave with a manual and a card that gives you some guidance, and you create an art project in the class. So it's just a really fun way to start the year, and it clears out anything in your way from you are moving forward on projects, on creating anything that you want in your life. So as a bonus for that class, if you register by December 15th, you'll get a $39 off coupon for our January event, the Sovereign Women event. And I am so excited about this event. It is called Sovereign Women Living the New Earth Vision. It's going to be 2 full days of interactive, not only facilitation for you, but also engagement with people from all over the world and meeting some brand new facilitators that we've never had before. So there's 13 of us that are going to be doing some part of the presentation. I'm the event guidess is my title. And so I'll be helping with opening ceremony and closing ceremony, but there's going to be a woman from Hawaii. There's going to be interplay. There's going to be some movement pieces with Spirit Dancer. And, Kaylin Castell, of course, Bonnie Salomon will be presenting. So there's just a great array of women, and I think it's just going to be a great way to kick off the new year. And we specifically did at the end of the new year, end of January, to be the closest weekend to Imbolc, which is sort of the wheel of the year starting point. So just wanted to give you a little more information about that. And the cost of that is $139. So we wanted to make it incredibly reasonable. And if you wanted to do the Expressing Your Purpose class, you get $39 off. So it'd be $100. So just want to let you know about that. And of course, always we are opening the path of the Priestess to more and more women. So I'm going to be doing an online circle around the world called Path of the 21st Century Priestess, and class is going to begin on 2/2/22. If you know anyone who is interested in the Priestess process and they register, we can talk about an affiliate fee for you. So just know that we just want to widen these teachings. So that's it for all of the different things that are coming up. So we're going to ask to open to the living field of creation. And let's center today with 3 deep breaths. So we've called upon the power of air with our breath. And because we're in a Taurus full moon, we ask that the grounded energy of Earth create a sacred container for all who either are here live or who listen to the recording for their deep dive into what is true for them around this lunar eclipse and Taurus full moon. We ask that fire illuminate what needs to be seen, give us warmth in this chilling time of mid-autumn in Northern Hemisphere. And we just ask that water rejuvenate us and give us a sense of play, that we don't take ourselves too seriously. And we just ask that spirit, the divine masculine and the divine feminine in sacred union within, help each one of us to see what we need to see and to move forward as we are led, and to allow for the dark times of the evening, as it gets more and more hours of darkness, that we have deep contemplation with spirit in this time. And so it is. So when we have a full moon and sun, then we have a play of opposite archetypes, and it's a release phase. So that just means that we have opposite points of the wheel, that both forces, in this case, it is, we have Taurus, which is, of course, is earth, and we have Scorpio, which is water. So it's the full, deep feminine axis that we're working with. And Scorpio, of course, is the water sign, and it's represented in the 8th house, or the 8th gate of awareness. And Scorpio teaches us the power of feelings. They experience a complete range of feelings, from icy and frozen to hot and steamy and everything in between. And our training is to learn to master our response to them at this time. Scorpio can be very intense and passionate about discovering what lies well beneath the surface of current awareness. With Scorpio's help, we can travel deep into the feeling waters to connect to source and use the treasures that we discover there to generate life force in ourselves and to help others do the same. The Scorpio archetype helps us activate our own potent intuition, sixth sense, and ability to travel into other realms of consciousness. And of course, this is the latter part of Scorpio sun, but still very powerful, especially with this Taurus full moon. A little bit more about Scorpio. It's the one that can dive deep and can move into deep, dark water. The shaman who knows how to move in non-ordinary realities. And with this archetype, we can carry the medicine of helping others once we've done our own personal work. That's very, very important. Scorpio requires that you go through your own dark night of the soul, transitioning to death. That doesn't just mean death of your human life. It can mean death of relationships. It can mean death of creations. It can mean shifts and changes that are unexpected, like we've had in the last 2 years with the pandemic. With the Scorpio power, we can navigate on the edges and in the shadows and uncover what is hidden. And we can also understand the death mysteries. If someone has a lot of Scorpio in their chart, they can be a great hospice worker. This archetype, as well as the Taurus archetype, may deal with addiction or depression until it learns to channel these energies effectively. So we've got that Scorpio sun still supporting us. And then with Taurus, the earth sign, which is in the 2nd house, or the 2nd gate of astrological awareness, it teaches us the value of enjoying the earthly realm of matter. It delights in all things that are beautiful, taste delicious, and feels pleasurable. The Taurus gift is the gift of receiving, and receiving all the exquisite things and the gratification of the film that the physical realm has to offer. And it can help us take very solid steps towards fulfilling desires for possessions, wealth, or security. It can also create, it's not on the slide, but it can also create a grounded energy so that you can feel like you have support. And Taurus savors and enjoys intimacy through the body and the senses. So we have this deep dive into our emotions, and we have the embodiment archetype of Taurus that says having our 5 senses and our 6th sense with Taurus, with Scorpio, is one of the most incredible experiences if we allow ourselves to feel the pleasure of being in a body, of seeing beautiful things, of tasting beautiful things, of touching each other in hugs, just really enjoying all that having this phenomenal physical body has to offer. So it loves pleasure of the senses, as I've said several times. It often enjoys doing things with their hands, such as planting, building, giving massages, dancing, or bodybuilding as an example. And Taurus has their own time. We often call it Taurus time, when someone moves a little slower, seems to get lost in their own pleasure, and so they meander. They don't run fast, they meander. But it helps them to savor each moment and know how to be in the moment and to be comfortable with the body and in the body. Loves its firsthand experience of beauty and pleasure of the earthly realm. So they can be someone that can create beauty, or they can be someone that appreciates beauty, or both. So with that combination of things to consider, our first question to consider today is, what is in the shadow that is beautiful that you may be denying? What is in the shadow that is beautiful that you may be denying? Because that's something that Scorpio would do. So just delve into that question. And any time that I pose a question, if it doesn't resonate for you, then just ask whatever message you're to receive today from Taurus and Scorpio. But I'll put some music on, and you can be with the question for a few minutes. See if I can turn that up just a little bit. Oop. Okay. If anyone has anything they'd like to share, you can type it in the chat or you can unmute. Either is perfectly fine. You know, being a person who goes all the time, I've discovered that lazy is beautiful. You know, I used to judge that about myself. Sometimes I just need to be very, very lazy. But it's actually beautiful and it serves me well because it helps me get rest. So that would be an example of something that I held in shadow that is really beautiful. Anybody else have anything they want to share? Okay. Well, as you know, we use the elemental forces of creation oracle as a little guidance system in these calls. And this deck, of course, was created by Lisa Michaels. And we use it in the calls because many members of our community have the deck so that they can pull their own cards when we do the call together. But I do pull cards for the collective. So we work through the elements and I pulled the nature card. And because Taurus is all about beauty and aesthetics, things looking pleasing to us, and that's a really important thing. We each have our own aesthetics, our own way that we like things or that we create beauty, and it doesn't have to be ordered all the time. So when you are reflecting in this time of the Taurus full moon, what area of your life or my life needs aesthetic support at this time? Think about that question. What area needs aesthetic support so that it looks like I want it to look or you want it to look? If you can let me know you're done, or you can share anything in the chat.
Judy, I'm not sure what you mean by, the physical life needs aesthetics.
So let me stop the music and try to answer that, Catherine. Thank you for speaking up if it wasn't clear. I appreciate it. So where do you need support to beautify either your physical body, your any part of your home, your garden, your car?
My car is in need of, well, it's going to be serviced next week, so it's already been taken care of. It needs a good wash on that, but I wasn't sure what you were trying to get at with that question.
Yep. So anything that's physical around you, it can be your own body. Like maybe you might need to have more support around getting massages or exercising or beautifying yourself in some way, taking good care of yourself.
That is what I'm trying to increase, Judy.
There you go.
The need for massage. And yes, because I just finished up physical therapy again and had massages while I was doing it. And yes, they are fantastic on that. So yes.
Wonderful. Yep. So Judy shared that she pulled Embody Wholeness, which is another one of the cards. And no one area is more important than the other, all working together to achieve harmony. And I just want to say, Judy Pace is on this call and she's featured in our Wise Transformation newsletter. She makes aesthetics and beauty happen with her jewelry and her gemstones. So if you haven't seen our e-zine, take a look. But just wanted to mention that because that's very much in the aesthetics and beauty column. And Zandria shares, my body needs aesthetic support. I stopped wearing makeup, dressing well, etc. long ago, especially during the lockdown. Yeah, sometimes our body does need just a little care, even if it's just putting lotion on your clean skin to moisturize at this time as we get colder. Anything that helps. Thank you, Zandria, and thank you, Judy. Really appreciate those comments, everyone. All right, so hopefully the questions will be clear, and if they're not, please have a chat with me. So I pulled the nourishment card for water for the collective. Where do I need to clear judgment from how I see my life? Was the question that came through. Where do I need to clear judgment from how I see my life? So well, I guess what I'm asking is tap into your emotions. If nourishment feels like a good card to get support from, use it. If not, draw your own card. But where do you need to, what areas of your life might you be judging harshly that is impeding your feeling nourished? That's really the question. Again, I'll put on some music for us to consider. And I really appreciate your sharing comments, ladies. They're always informative and wise. If you need more time, just take another couple minutes. I'm just looking at a few comments. Kristen shared my body, consistent exercise, and womb yoga practice, and I wasn't sure if that was in answer to the first question or second question, but it could be either or both. And the first question. Thank you, Kristen. Judy shares she pulled holding space. Release the need to fix it. Hold space that things develop for the greater good. Yeah, that need to fix can be a form of judgment that very subtly says that we're not good enough because we need to fix something in ourselves. So that's a great point, Judy. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I got a couple of different areas around some financial challenges, but also some time management things that I have a lot of judgment around. So I'm just going to take that off and allow water to nourish that. And I invite whatever your challenges are, that you do the same, that you let water and the power of love remove the murkiness of judgment and create clarity for you. Okay. So now we move to air, the mental realm. And I pulled perspective, which I really like that air card. I haven't pulled it in a while. So I pulled perspective for the collective. And I wanted us to focus on the positive with what thoughts support creating grounded goals. And what do I mean by grounded goals? Grounded goals are things that have a step-by-step progression, that you know where you want to go, and you can create a path from where you are to where you want to go. That's a grounded goal. So sometimes when a goal is grounded and the steps are obvious, that helps it become an accomplishment beyond a goal. So what thoughts support you creating grounded goals for yourself? What kinds of thoughts do that for you? Thank you, Kristen. Thank you all for sharing. Kristen said in answer to the last question, releasing judgments around my energy and emotions during pregnancy. It's okay not to do all the things and ask for help. That is so important. And then in what thoughts will support her, she said daily meditation practice to remain grounded, clear my mind of negative thoughts and emotions during pregnancy. It's okay. I'm sorry, I skipped here. Clear my mind. Daily meditation practice to remain grounded, clear my mind of negative thoughts, and raise my vibrational frequency. And Judy pulled the vibrational attunement modalities card, and she says it seems rather complex. So just to give you some examples of a vibrational attunement modality, toning, chanting, playing drums, or doing like a singing bowl, and also Reiki, crystalline consciousness that I do is a vibrational attunement modality. So it could be, be on the lookout for those types of things that might support you during this time. Beautiful. And saging actually is a vibrational attunement modality, if you like to sage. And music is a vibrational attunement modality. Beautiful. Thank you, ladies. We're moving on to fire. And I pulled Radiant Self, and what actions bring pleasure into my day-to-day life? So I think we have an answer to the last question. Oh, there you go. Judy shares, actually, I've been called to work with my singing bowl lately. So it probably should have said play your singing bowl, Judy, but that's what vibrational attunement modalities meant. Beautiful, beautiful. So I pulled Radiant Self, and what actions bring pleasure into my day-to-day life? Something to focus on right now. What gives you pleasure? What doing gives you pleasure? Mm. We've got some really good shares here. Thank you, ladies. Kristen says, reading a book with a cup of tea. Zandria shares, being fully present and involved in whatever I am doing, giving more of myself to the task, 100% focused effort, all with love and joy in the doing. And then Kristen fully also shared, and playing games with my kids. Yes. Catherine says, enjoying the beauty of the leaves as they turn colors. There are 2 maples that I pass when I'm out, and their color has been magnificent as the sun comes through. Yes, yes, beautiful, Catherine. Thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you. Judy pulled altered states, so I guess I should do the fire pit tonight, she says. That would be an action that would help you with that. And I'm sure it would just be fun to be by the fire. Pleasurable to feel the warmth and have weather that inspires a fire. Beautiful, ladies. Beautiful. I love to water walk. I love to get in a heated pool and put my music on and just walk. It's one of my favorite things. Beautiful job. Okay, we're moving to spirit. So where is spirit asking for you or me to express through beauty and aesthetics? And it doesn't have to be hard or complicated. It could just be doing an art project. It could be, weeding a plant that needs some in your house that needs some assistance with maybe some of the dead leaves, etc. It can be very simple, but when you tune into spirit, where do they want to create more beauty and aesthetics around you through you, using you as the vehicle? And I did not pull a card for spirit. So I guess I better do that now. Aha. I pulled the active receptive card for spirit. So just imagine the active receptive card is on the screen. Active and receptive. Beautiful. Mm. Okay, we got a couple of good messages here. Judy pulled Divine Masculine, and she said, just do it with trust, whatever that is in terms of the aesthetics. And Kristen got clean and create a new altar with new intentions and scripting with spirit. Beautiful. Beautiful. I also got a message about create more space, like physical space. Clean things out and leave room for the new, they said. Anybody else get any other messages they wanted to share? Ah, beautiful, Catherine. Preparing my Advent wreath. It is made with evergreens and 4 candles. It is a reminder to be patient for the coming. Yes, beautiful. That's creating beauty and aesthetics for sure, my friend. It has great spiritual meaning too. So wonderful, 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 ladies. Okay, so we're going to pull it all together. And then I have a little bit of musing about the moon. But first we're going to see, since we have our Taurus full moon tomorrow, what is your unified field message from the Scorpio sun and the Taurus full moon, so that you know what intentions and things to set, things to let go of, whatever it is, for your experience of your Taurus full moon? What's the unified field message you're getting? see what messages we have here. Zandria shares, take advice from William Morris. Only have around you what you consider to be beautiful and functional. Colon clear before you go into the new year by tuning into your body, or boho, spirit. Thank you. Oh, bohemian spirit. That's right. I should know. Tuning into your bohemian spirit. Thank you, Zandria. Yes, it is amazing how often nature wants us to clear things out. The more I connect within, the more beautiful everything becomes around me, Kristen says. Yes. Yes, yes. Beautiful. And if you don't have an answer for this, just consider it this afternoon or evening as you get ready for the Taurus full moon. No rush. Remember, we're on Taurus time. It'll come exactly when it's meant. So I did want to, of course, give you a little information, because in addition to the Taurus full moon, we also have a Beaver red moon. We're in a partial lunar eclipse. So this lunar eclipse has some interesting things about it, because the overall duration of the November 2021 eclipse, from the moment the moon enters Earth's prenumbral shadow to the moment it leaves, will be around 21,693 seconds, or about 6 hours and 2 minutes. For a non-total lunar eclipse, in other words, a lunar eclipse that only has prenumbral and partial phases, this is an unusually long duration. By the way, when we speak of the duration of this eclipse, we're including the prenumbral phases preceding and following the partial umbral eclipse. The umbral phase of the November 18-19, 2021 partial lunar eclipse is 3 hours and 28 minutes and 24 seconds long. It is the longest partial umbral eclipse of this century. Just thought that was an interesting thing to take note of. That it's the longest of this century. And from our dear, dear sister, Kaylin Castell, just to give you an idea of how to work with this lunar eclipse. Ideally, any lunar eclipse is a time for self-awareness of our own personal shadow. Then the alchemical nature of the eclipse, facing or seeing the fear that drives our fears and shadow side, can be transformed into the higher vibrational energy of love and acceptance of self and all life, if we choose it. So this is a time to look at any personal shadows that might be pestering you, or that maybe you're not aware of, that might be driving the ship. So our final question for the day is, where do you need to pour love and acceptance into, that should say personal, I know it says persona, should say personal, ladies, personal shadow piece. If there's a shadow piece that's been up for you recently, where do you need to pour more love and acceptance on it? So just take a minute or two, we'll have some music, and see if you get any hits on using this partial lunar eclipse and its length to really work with it, so that we can inform the lunar eclipse as much as it is informing us, as Kaylin loves to say. Hmm. Kristen shares the sneaky lack mindset. Focus more on gratitude and for what I have than on what's missing. That's a great way to reframe something that is bothering you. And I got to pour more love and acceptance for how long it takes me to do things. Yeah, Judy agrees with you, Kristen. Okay, just taking a little pause here. Just make sure everyone gets to share if they want to. Okay, thank you for being with me today. If you want to come next time to the Sagittarius new moon, that's going to be Friday, December 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sagittarius new moon. Can you believe December's just around the corner? 2021 is coming to a close. Thank you for being with me today. I really enjoyed having you here. And if you're listening to the recording, thank you very much. The work that you do in these new and full moons matter. They make a difference, aligning with the above as the below. And I wish all of you a blessed Thanksgiving. Be well, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. And same to you, Judy.
Thank you.
And John.